Yeah, you read the title. RSI Divergence. RSI Convergence Divergence. Okay, maybe not RSI Convergence Divergence, but RSI Divergence. A unbelievable concept or a strategy that can be used in binary options. And we're going to be taking a look at what RSI Divergence is all about and how you can use it starting today. Now, of course, we have the RSI. As you guys know, RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. It helps us identify momentum on the time frame that we're looking at, as well as when price is considered to be overbought and oversold, which can help us identify reversals or momentum swings. So that's just basically a brief explanation of what the RSI is. Now, of course, Pocket Option does offer the RSI indicator, which you can find in the third column to the right, third from bottom. And of course, we've added to the chart here, and this is what it looks like. So that's basically a brief explanation of what the RSI is and how it works. Then we've got something called RSI Divergence. Now, what is RSI Divergence? RSI Divergence is basically when there's a mismatch between price action and momentum. Okay, this is when there is a difference between what price is showing us on the chart and with what's actually going on the RSI. When they're out of sync, that's basically what that means. There's a mismatch between price and the RSI. And this mismatch basically tells us that momentum is weakening. Okay, this signals a potential momentum shift, a reversal or a pullback, whatever you want to call it. And we can use this to our advantage. Okay, and what we're going to get into now is how to identify RSI divergence. That's exactly what we're going to be taking a look at in just a minute. Now, you've got two types of divergences. You've got bullish and bearish divergence. And we're going to be taking a look at bullish divergence first. So if we scroll back here, we'll take a look at this example right here on ORD CHF. We're on the 1 minute time frame right now. And as you can see, ORD CHF was trending to the downside. We have this swing of momentum to the downside. And it's clear as day that ORD CHF is forming lower lows and lower highs. That's exactly what we want to see. And if you take a look at the RSI is syncing up with what price is telling us, what price is showing us, okay? Price is trending to the downside, so is the RSI. Now, if we take a look here, okay, we've got a low, and then we've got a swing to the upside with price forming a lower high. This is what we want to see. Then we get a break of structure at 0.55662, and we get a continuation of bearish momentum to the downside. That's what price is showing us. But what is the RSI showing us? The RSI is not in sync with what price is showing us. Price is forming lower lows and lower highs. But if we take a look at the bottom of the swing here, as you can see, the RSI bottomed at around 26%. Then we got a swing back to the upside. And when price formed a lower low, breaking structure at 0.55662, the RSI didn't form a lower low. It formed a higher low. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so it forms a higher low. This right here signals bullish divergence. This means we've got that mismatch. We've got that mismatch between price action and momentum. Okay, and this signals that momentum is weakening. Okay, we've got a potential shift of momentum or a reversal, a pullback, whatever you want to call it. Forget the fact that we're trading in a downtrend. Price is probably going to bounce at some point. And this bullish divergence here signals that that could very much be the case. So what happened? Okay, price formed a lower low right over here at the bottom of this swing, and the following candle that formed right over here is a bullish engulfing candle. It engulfed the previous candle. So as you guys know, bullish engulfing candle closures signal strong bullish momentum or a reversal, a trigger of bullish momentum to the upside, and that's that continuation. And that's exactly what happened here. Okay, we got that bullish divergence, we get a bullish engulfing candle closure, and we get a swing to the upside. So on this candle closure, you could have opened a 2 or a 3 minute buy position. This divergence signals to us that we're most likely going to get a swing to the upside. Of course, there are no guarantees in the market. We can't measure exactly by how much price is going to go up by, but it does tell us that price could potentially bounce here, and that's exactly what's happened. This was a great buying opportunity, and this is the power of bullish divergence on the RSI. This was a beautiful trading opportunity, but that's bullish divergence. Bullish divergence in a nutshell. Now, the same thing applies with bearish divergence, just the opposite. We'll take a look at an example here. Okay, so if we scroll back, as we can see, Euro CAD is in an uptrend. Price is forming higher highs and higher lows. So if we zoom in here, as you can see, following that bullish momentum, okay, price is forming higher highs and higher lows. So is the RSI. Yes, there was a bit of consolidation here, but with this swing of momentum we have right here, price is going up, so is the RSI. Okay, take a look at this swing to the upside here. We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Now, let's take a look at this section we have here. So price formed a high, pulled back, and formed a higher low. Now, the significant thing behind this break of structure we had at 1.62375 is the fact that price continued that bullish momentum to the upside, but the RSI formed a lower high. Isn't that significant? So this shows us that, hey, we've got a mismatch between price action and momentum. Momentum is weakening. We've got that bearish divergence. Price is forming lower highs. So this tells us, okay, we're probably going to get a pullback here, a reversal, momentum shift. Again, we can't measure by how much, but combining it with the right confluences, we could get a pretty decent selling opportunity. So let's take a look. What happened? Price formed a higher high here. The RSI shows us that we've got bearish divergence. This here, from the top of this swing, would have been a great opportunity to look for sells. Obviously not being impulsive, but if we take a closer look, we could have taken an inverse fair value gap trade, potentially a break of structure, whatever. But anywhere in this swing, we could have looked for a 2, 3, 4, 5 minute sell position. Bearish divergence signals to us that, hey, we can look for sells. Bullish divergence buys, bearish divergence sells. It's that simple. So I've just shown you guys an example of bullish divergence on AUD CHF and bearish divergence on EuroCAD. And this applies to all assets and all time frames. Okay. Obviously, in this stream, I'll be sticking to the 1 minute time frame, just because the higher the time frame we go, we'll just be waiting a little bit longer for setups. But I think the 1 minute time frame will be pretty good. Maybe we'll go down to the lower time frames to look for confirmations, confluences. Yeah. Speaking of confirmations and confluences, I won't be ridiculous. I'll be sticking to a couple, maybe some inverse fair value gaps, price action, fair value gaps, maybe a liquidity sweep or two. We'll definitely take a look at that stuff. But yeah, in terms of the trade durations, we will be sticking to 1 to 5 minute trade durations. And yeah, well, it depends on what the setup looks like, and that will obviously determine the trade duration. And then we'll be risking about $200 per trade. Obviously, I topped up the account with another $3,000 just to get us going. And as you guys can see, we are trading London session at the moment. I favorited all the active London session pairs, CHF, Euro, and GBP pairs. These are the only pairs you want to be trading during London session. But yeah, that's basically what the RSI is, what RSI divergence is, how to identify it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get into some live trades. Yes, we're going to be trading London session. I'll see what sort of setups we can identify. Not going to force any trades. And yeah, hopefully it's a good session. There's no guarantees in the market, but we are going to do our best. And if you stick around, you will learn a thing or two. So yeah, before we get into things here, make sure you smash a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn post notifications on so that you don't miss a video or a stream. Now, before we get into the live trades, of course, I do have a free binary options trading group, which you guys can join. It's free. The link is in the description below. I post free weekly signals, free educational content, and tons of other great tips and tricks that you guys can learn a lot from to help expand your trading knowledge. And of course, I do have a VIP group where I send out significantly more signals, highly profitable signals. I actually post my results in the free group if you guys are interested. Yeah, I also have a 15-module trading course exclusively accessible to my VIP members. So if you guys are interested in becoming a VIP member, it's also free, but all you have to do is send me a message on Telegram. DM me. The link is in the description below to my personal Telegram profile. The link to my personal Telegram profile. That is my only Telegram. I don't DM people first. So just send me a message if you are interested, and I'll add you for free. It's as simple as that. So yeah, time to get into some live trades. I'm excited. Hopefully we can find some setups with some decent payouts. Like I said, we're not going to be forcing any trades here. And yeah, we're going to get into things here. So yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so GBPUSD. Prices come down, is starting to consolidate. The candles are getting smaller. We obviously are following that structure. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And if we take a look here at the RSI, we're flat. So we've got bullish divergence here. Okay, we've got that mismatch between price action and momentum. The price is not syncing up with the RSI. So we've got that bullish divergence confirmation. Now, all I'm looking for is a potential break of structure, maybe a bullish engulfing candle here. If we take a look at the upside here, we do have a mitigated fair value gap right here between 1.33527 and between 1.33538. And we're getting a nice bullish engulfing candle here. So on this candle closure, following that bullish divergence, we will be engulfing the previous candle. I'll go ahead and lock in a 2-minute buy position. We have a beautiful fair value gap here that will likely be filled on this pullback. Yeah, we've got a couple of consolidations in our favor, confirmations in our favor. One of them is the consolidation, RSI divergence, bullish engulfing candle, an 87% payout on the candle closure, 2-minute buy. Let's go. And we're in. As sweet as you'd like. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so that's a win. And this was a beautiful RSI divergence, specifically bullish divergence demonstration. Okay, if we break it down real quick, yes, price is forming lower lows and lower highs. But as you can see, following structure, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And if you take a look, the RSI remains flat, but Bearish structure continues. They're out of sync. Price is starting to consolidate. The candles are getting smaller. That's just a confidence booster. Then, of course, we have a fair value gap over here, which was filled. And if we clone it, we have another fair value gap over here, which was also filled. Two fair value gaps. And then we had a bullish engulfing candle, which we entered in off of. That was the trigger of the move. And as you can see, price continues to climb. Some lovely bullish momentum. And we caught this pullback because this is basically what it is. It's a pullback, a reversal of momentum to the upside, and we caught it beautifully. Okay, the same thing here. I'm tempted to take a sell position here on Euro GBP. So as you can see, we've got a swing of momentum to the upside. We broke structure of this high at 0.85707. Okay. And then obviously we got that continuation of bullish structure to the upside, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And if we take a look at the RSI is flat. Once again, it's out of sync. There's a mismatch between price action and momentum. We've got signs of bearish divergence. Now, what's happened here, as you can see, we broke structure at 0.85701. And right now, price is pushing up into this fair value gap that we formed right here. So I'm looking for a candle closure below 0.85701. We close that. Grab a trend line, just like that. So if we get a candle closure below 0.85701 after filling this fair value gap, I'll look for a 2-minute sell to catch that swing of momentum to the downside. Okay, so we do break structure up at 0.85711. Now, if we take a look at the RSI, it's out of sync with price, right? Price is continuing bullish structure to the upside, but we've still got bearish divergence here. The RSI is forming lower highs. So I'm still tempted to look for sells here on Euro GBP for that reason. So if we get a candle closure below 0.85701, maybe even a bearish engulfing candle, we engulf this candle we have here. Okay, never mind. But I'd still be tempted to take a sell on the break of structure, or more a support break at 0.85701. The only thing that's throwing me off here a little bit is that we've started to form a bit of consolidation here. We have a bit of resistance up here. We have a little bit of support down here. Yes, we did get a liquidity sweep at 0.85711, but if price rejects off resistance here for the third time, that will give me a bit of confidence then. Keeping in mind, we've still got that bearish divergence on the RSI. Now, like I said earlier, you want to preferably trade divergences in overbought and oversold zones. But once you gain the confidence and once you become better after backtesting and practicing, you will be able to trade divergences anyway on the RSI. That's just the truth. Okay, we may get a break of structure up here at 0.85712. It's looking likely. Okay, there we go. Break of structure. But the RSI, it's still forming lower highs. Look at that. In a downtrend. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this trend line. Still waiting patiently. No rush. And if you notice, these breaks of structure, they aren't significant. They're like 1-point breaks of structure. Okay, the only time that the bearish divergence cancels out is when we break above the 66% mark on the RSI. That means the RSI has now broken that bearish divergence and is now matching up, syncing up with price. That's basically what that would signal. But for now, it still remains below. We've still got that bearish divergence. If this candle engulfs the previous candle, I'll take a 3-minute sell. Beautiful increase on the payout, 90%. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. Okay, so a 2-minute sell position. We're going to lock it in on this candle closure right about now. There we go. Yeah, a nice, slow, gradual drop to the downside. Very nice. Very, very nice. Second W. That's how we do it. That is how we do it. Listen, we were patient with this one. I identified the setup. What was this? About 12 minutes ago. Simple one, really. Price is forming higher highs and higher lows, right? We got a continuation of bullish structure to the upside. But this bullish structure we had right here did not sync up with the RSI. We had that mismatch of price action and momentum. So here we have bearish divergence on the RSI. Price is forming lower highs. We got a downtrend on the RSI. The highs or the breaks of structure that we were getting on the chart with the candles were like 1 or 2 point breaks. They weren't like significant. Price was starting to become exhausted. We caught a bearish engulfing candle, engulfing this previous candle we have here. That was the confirmation to open a trade, keeping it simple, not overcomplicating it. And once again, the RSI is telling us what's most likely going to happen here. Yes, price is consolidating, but we're probably going to get a pullback, a drop to the downside. And we caught this one beautifully. So that's 2 wins in a row, a beautiful 90% payout on this one. The first trade we won, that was a 87% payout, and the second trade we won was a 90% payout. Nice gradual drop, securing, once again, a beautiful win. Let's take a look at what other setups we can identify. Interesting. So, as you can see right here, CHF JPY is bullish, okay? Price is forming higher highs and higher lows. We formed a higher high here, pulled back, broke structure at 200.700. And we take a look at the RSI peaked on the blue line. We got a break of structure right here, and we've got that mismatch between price and the RSI. Okay, they're not moving in sync. The RSI is forming lower highs. So I'm going to look for a trading opportunity here. If price does continue to climb higher and the RSI does break the bearish divergence, I will obviously move on. But so far it's looking good. I'll probably take a 2-minute sell position. Price is struggling to push higher here. The RSI, I'm liking the looks of this candle. We've got that bearish divergence on the RSI, that potential reversal, swing of momentum to the downside. We do have a fair value gap here, which I'll go ahead and mark up, which price could come down to. It has been mitigated, but depending on where price closes, this fair value gap needs to be filled, and I'd be happy to take a 2-minute sell position here on CHF JPY. It is consolidating a little bit. I don't want it to fill it just yet. It is dropping quite sharply. Massive bullish engulfing candle. I'll lock in. It'll be a risky one because of how sharply it's dropped, but we're going to get in right here. 2-minute sell on CHF JPY. Got a little bit of leeway to drop here still, filling this fair value gap, but it's going to be a tight one. Let's see what happens. Beautiful. Ace. That's what we like to see. A bearish divergence trade on CHF JPY. Right? We break it down. It's 3 wins in a row. Price is forming higher highs and higher lows. We've got that bullish structure. Okay. And obviously, price forms a higher high over here, peaks at 200.700. The RSI peaks at the blue line, the 70% mark. We get a break of structure, continuing bullish momentum to the upside. Okay. But the RSI is out of sync with what price is doing. Okay, there's a mismatch between price action and momentum. So now, with the RSI forming lower highs, we've got that bearish divergence. So all I was looking for was some sort of confirmation for us to get in. And obviously, we've got this bearish engulfing candle right here. This fair value gap that I marked out between 200.683 and 200.696 was just it was a pillow. The reason why I call it a pillow is it gave me a bit of comfort, as pillows do, to sort of tell me or show me that, okay, there's leeway for price to continue dropping. So on this candle closure here, I locked in a 2-minute sell position. Price dropped, filled the fair value gap, dropped a little bit lower. As you can see, the way that the trade played out, price dropped was perfect. Unbelievable. Right? Third win in a row, negative 7 points, $168 profit off an 84% payout. Yeah, so I think I'm going to call it there. It's been a long old session. And look at that. Check the payout drop. Oh, we caught that one beautifully. But that's it. 3 wins in a row. Beautiful trades. Keeping it simple. Combining these divergences with 1 or 2 confluences and just watch the magic happen. And that's exactly what happened here. The RSI divergence system is unbelievably simple. It can be applied on any time frame, and you can combine it with an abundance of different confluences to form a strategy that works. And this here was just a demonstration of how simple the RSI divergence is, how it can be used, and how criminally underrated it is. It feels good to use it again, because I used to use it back when I started trading binary options, and it treated me well. This is the proof here. 3 wins in a row. Go and check it out. You're only going to do yourself a favor. Go practice. If you're looking for a strategy, if you're looking for some sort of system that you can rely on consistently, the RSI divergence, I would say, is the way to go. The only thing you can do is practice, backtest, live trade, build confidence, and yeah, over time you'll find that you'll master the RSI divergence. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you smash a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Turn post notifications on, please, so you don't miss a stream. This is the place to learn new things, to expand your trading knowledge, to become a better trader. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.